Hi everybody and welcome back. In today's video I'm gonna go over the Trail of the Ancestor mechanic. I'm gonna explain the mechanic itself, how it works. I'm gonna explain how to prepare for the fight, how to handle the fight, and which build we are using. By the end of the video I'm also gonna give some specific tips for specific situations. So to begin with, what is Trail of the Ancestor? This is the mechanic that we unlock during the campaign to get the first time into the place where you interact with the mechanic. You need to right click a coin that you drop anywhere in the game, except in the Hall of the Dead. Once you visited this place once, you can just click this icon here and it takes you to the Hall of the Dead. Then we go to the Wall of Passing, and there you enter for the first time in this area. You have several NPCs. When you enter the first time, you cannot do anything with them. You need to start a tournament to begin the mechanic. So this is the round 1, as you can see here. You have different NPCs. This is the opponents that you can fight, and you can choose either of them. In the middle, this is the sponsor. When you win a fight, you're gonna get rewarded with this type of points, and this is something that you are going to use from round 2 and onward to recruit units for the fight. You have the ranking on the bottom right. I don't know if there is a limit for the ranking, but it can go very high, and the higher, of course, the better the rewards. And supposedly, the higher also the more difficult the fight are gonna get. But with the build, and I'm gonna go back to that, the build we are using, the strength of the enemy doesn't matter. You can be rank 1 or rank 1-7, it's gonna be the same. Let's go over the first fight. How I choose my opponents. There is a few different things to know about that. The first one is that Kuhu to Roa and Anikiaho are the worst enemy from the list, because they have some specific skills that are really annoying. So you should get rid of them as soon as possible. When you fight an opponent, they are going to survive once if they lose a match. If they lose twice, you get eliminated. This is the same for us. We can lose one match. If we lose 2, we lose the tournament. So be aware of that, and we are going to use that at our advantage. Additionally, there is 2 NPCs that we are going to try to keep in the tournament, but they can lose between each other. So you have no guarantee that they are going to be there at the end of the tournament. But Marta and Juana, they are the one that gives the best reward at the end of the tournament. Let me show you quickly the tattoos price. You can see this one, Ramako Makanga, is worth 15 divines at the moment, and Tawaha Makanga is 11 divines, and they are coming from the 2 NPCs that I just showed. Again, this is Marta and Juana. So these ones, we never fight them. We are trying to keep them alive until the end, but as I said also, they are fighting each other between the rounds. This is a tournament, so there's a high likeliness that they are going to die by themselves. Additionally, since we are using points for the recruitment, I also like to choose an opponent that are giving a lot of points. Like Akoya right now, she's giving quite a lot of points, and with 700 you're guaranteed almost to be able to buy a unit. So for this first round, like the money, it's like really cheap, anything you have here, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go with her. The 20 alternation doesn't matter. Then, before starting the fight, you start even with the first round. If you didn't recruit any unit, you still have units that you kept from the previous tournaments. So here I have 7 units. I'm gonna explain the position. I'm not gonna go over every unit in the game. I'm maybe gonna show a few very important ones. Actually, I'm gonna show 2 important ones after this match, but there's many different ones and they don't really matter for the most part, but we will get back to that in a moment. The positions. The most important positions, there is 4 different ones. So you have the escort, the attacker, the flankers, and the defenders. The most important one is the flankers, because they are the ones that are going to rush the opponent to destroy their totem. I will explain the totem mechanic in a second, but first the position. Then, in my opinion, the second most important one is the escort, because the warrior that are coming with you to the fight, our goal is going to destroy the opponent totems. and the escort is going to go alongside you to destroy the totem, so they are also quite effective. Then the attackers, they are fine, they are going to attack obviously, and then the defenders, I find them pretty much useless, but at the end, once you have your complete team setup, you want to fill them out as well, of course. I'm gonna place the turtle at the end because it's too slow to be effective anywhere else, and then we are just gonna randomly put these because they are the first units. They are not really meaningful anyway. The Fair Breather, it's gonna rush the enemy and like kamikaze onto something, so this is why I'm putting it in the front. And Tide Collar, Spearfisher, and this one I'm gonna put alongside my character. So then we start the fight. You'll see that the first fight is gonna be quite fast. We are playing a build that is pretty much invincible. You're gonna die every once in a while, but since Trail of the Ancestor has a damage and defense scaling for the enemies that is almost infinite, at some point, no matter what is your EHP, what is your offense, your DPS, you're not going to be able to kill them, and they are going to one-shot you no matter what your DPS is. So what we are doing with the build is that we are investing into defense with chance to block and chance to block spell, but also we have avoidance. You'll see that this is almost over. We killed the last big totem from the leader of the opponent's team. Last because it has more life, and it's going to be a bit harder to kill, so this is why we are doing this totem last. Sometimes you can do it before, but usually we do it last. So as I was saying, for defense we have max block chance, max spell block, we have also evasion, we have chance to evade attacks, and we have also chance to dodge spell. It's important to notice it's not spell suppression, because spell suppression is reducing the amount of damage you take from spell, and dodge is completely dodging the spell. You don't take any damage, and since we have one life, this is what is important. So now this is the phase between the match. So as I said, there's recruitment. For the first rounds, we are going to basically take any unit that we can. It doesn't matter too much which one. Navali is always offering a 250 cost unit, so we take this one every round just to fill up the field. Usually you don't sell unit when you just can buy one, but since the birds, they are the most important unit, this is the strongest one, I'm gonna buy this one. I'm just gonna sell this turtle, which is pretty useless, and buy the bird instead, but usually you don't do that. Also, the second really interesting unit is the Field Master, because it can create walls, and this is a really good way of crowd controlling the enemy. So now we have the other phase. I did spend my points for recruitment, and we are going to go again just like before. I'm not necessarily going to show you the entire tournament, it's going to be too long, but you get the gist of it. Take the opponent that gives you enough points to buy units, and you fill up your arena. Just as an example here, this one has 800 and 300 points here. It's pretty good. I don't think I want to do anything else. We should kill, as I said, this one soon, because we don't want to fight it at the end. And also Ikiaho, especially since she didn't lose yet, it's important that we actually kill her pretty soon. But she doesn't offer too many points, so right now I'm gonna focus on getting points. This one is fine. Hopefully Mata is going to survive, and also Ahuana, each of them lost a fight. You can see here there is the red icon, so they are likely not to survive a very, very long time. As I said, the bird is really important. It's going to rush the totems and kill them pretty fast. It has high damage on the totem, so we put them on the flankers, and they are going to help a lot that way. For the way I'm handling the match for the fight, we're using Void Sphere to pull together the enemy, sometimes to pull them away, but the Void Sphere, as you can see, this is really to place the enemy the way you want. Sometimes you want to drag them away from the totem, sometimes you want to place them in the middle of the arena. There's different situations, but this is really to move them where you want to. Additionally, we use Spell Totem with Frost Wall. This is to really push away the enemy. It's going to be very handy. I'm going to show you at the end of the match, especially when there's just one enemy left and this is the leader of the team. Because this is the only one that we cannot petrify and we cannot really slow too much, except for the spell, except for the curse. But once you have all like a good amount of enemies together like that, then you call the petrify statue, which comes from this is a special skill that comes from the helm here. As I was saying, you put your void sphere to bring the enemies together. Then you use the petrify statue to petrify as many as you can. Then you're gonna start channeling the totem to destroy them. If an enemy comes close, you drop a totem to push them away, and you put the void sphere to curse them and to drag them on the same spot to drag them away. So it's gonna pull them back, and on the other side, the totem with frostwall is gonna also push them on the other direction. So this is a combination of both that you're gonna use, and when you have a good group like that, you just also put the petrified statue, and you can see, except for the unique enemy, the leader of the team, they are all gonna get petrified for quite some time, and you can just destroy everything while this is happening. So this is getting pretty easy at some point, you'll see. Great, you have the final situation here. I'm just gonna challenge this one. So at the end, you're gonna have just this totem. Died too fast. I'm gonna try to show you that by the end of this match. We should have a situation where it's gonna work. I'll get back to this in a moment. Sometimes it's better to save points for better unit. Like here, the Fire Breather, I really don't like them, and the Caldera Ravager is pretty good, so I'm gonna save points for this one. I'm not in such a need of units right now. There's nothing really I want to buy, so I'm just gonna skip. I should be fine with that. And here, there's lots of points on this one. This one is pretty good too, but there's no good unit left for the good reward, like not the two best ones that we spoke about earlier. I should kill Ikao, but I really want the points from this one. The tattoo doesn't matter, and the rewards are all crap anyway. Let's go with this one. We just add the turtle here. We're good to go. Something that is good is to try to channel totem that your allies are already trying to kill. Oh, this is very good that we have this one. This one has a chaos damage area around it. You want to kill this one as fast as possible because we are immune to chaos damage since we are chaos inoculation. And your allies, they are going to walk into this to try to destroy the totem, and they are going to die pretty fast because of it. So this one, you need to try to get rid of it yourself if you can, because your allies, they are just going to struggle way too much with that, and it might make you lose a fight. If they are focusing on this one, they go there and they just die over and over. This is going to be a big issue for you. I can finish this, perfect. And then, yeah, you just channel. You see the blue circle around the totem on the mini-map. It means that your allies are channeling the totem to kill it. So when you see that, usually you try to go and help them. The goal is to kill totem fast, not to do different ones at the same time. So try to focus on the ones that are being destroyed to go faster. And then at the end, when you have this one left, the difficult one, you want to use your spell totem to cast the frost wall to push away the unique leader at the end, because you cannot really drag them with the void sphere. So the frost wall is going to be much more efficient there. And if the boss stays on the top of the totem, nobody is going to be able to destroy it, either your allies or yourself. And this is why you need to push it away. You need to push it away on the direction of your side of the arena, because if you push it to the back on the far right, it's not going to be far enough, and sometimes some NPCs, they can jump or teleport and they are going to come back too fast. If you push them in your side of the arena, they are going to try to destroy the totem sometimes or do stuff that doesn't really help them at the end of the fight, and it's going to be easier to kill that totem at that point that way. Of course, when you're trying to kill some totems, try to aim at some that are isolated. you go with the one that your allies are already destroying as well, but if there's too many opponents nearby, you don't want to get any close to that. We have lots of ways to dodge and to block and everything, but still you don't want to take any chance, since one hit can kill you. You just want to get as far as possible from the enemy and kill the totems that are easy to target that way. By the end of the tournament, you're gonna have too much points, too much unit, so you can sell units to buy the expensive ones. Also, at the end of the tournament, if the reward is not good, you can reroll the reward by losing a match on purpose. Here, I'm not going to be able to do that because while speaking, I actually lost a match earlier, so you can see that it's written final here. Usually, if you didn't lose anything and if your opponent either didn't lose nothing from the tournament, at round 6 is going to be the first time that you are going to face each other. That means that neither your opponent or you lost a fight. If the reward is something really bad over there, then you're gonna see that you have written around 6 here, and your opponent usually don't have lost either. So you're gonna start the fight. I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna quit because I cannot lose right now, but you can do that. So you start the fight, you put your units and everything. You're gonna start the fight, and once the countdown is done, if you do it earlier, it's not gonna work. You need to have the countdown finished to be able to exit and to lose the fight. If you do that before, it's just gonna reset the fight. You're gonna start over. But if you want to change the reward, you exit to character selection, and it's gonna make you lose the fight. You could also just stay in the arena and lose, but it's just taking too much time. So you relog, you come back, and then it's gonna, since you didn't lose before, don't do it if you lost before, obviously. If you didn't, you can just lose on purpose like that, and it's gonna give you the opportunity to have a different reward. And there is the end of the tournament. You get 12 points for the ranking. The higher as you go, of course, better rewards. You keep some units from the tournament for the next one. And then you have to choose, this is the reward that we get for the fight, and you have to choose between 2 rewards at the end. Here, I believe the Templar Ascendancy is better, and there we go. For the rewards, you can get really interesting stuff like mirrors and mage blood and so on. Obviously, they are not popping up too often, but the higher you go, the higher the chances to get good stuff. So right now, I got a few divines, like 4 times, I believe. So far, I'm rank 600, so they started to pop the divines around 400, 500, something like that. Not really what we're aiming for, but yeah. Also, I did speak about a lot of things here. Don't be too afraid of the mechanics. It's actually pretty simple. Just start to run with a few fights, and you'll see you'll learn very fast about it. Now that we spoke about the strategy, let's speak about the build itself. It's basically, there is one way to go about Trail of the Ancestor, and this is to go about all into defense. As I said before, we are investing into evasion, block, spell block, and dodge, and we are using skill to crowd control the enemy. There is 2 variations. They are not really different, but there's 2 variations about the build. There's this one that I'm running, and there's this one with Widow Hail. So you're getting block from the quiver, and you are increasing the block chance with the Widow Hail. They are also using Queen of the Forest for movement speed. I personally prefer this version because you have, instead of ensnaring arrow that they are using here, we are using cross wall to push the enemy away. So ensnaring arrow is gonna reduce their movement speed. As you can see, each snare applies 25 less movement speed to unique enemy. I like the frost wall to push the enemy away. This is a different approach. Both of them are working. It's completely up to you. Also, you have knockback support on the arrow, so it's up to you really what you want to do. I think if we had like a 5 or 6 link here, we could add Ballista Totem to this setup. But yeah, this is something we can do. Also, they are using here Summon Skitterbot with Bone Shield to reduce action speed of the enemy with freezing. There's different things that we are able to do. I'm gonna go over my version of the of the build. Also, there is something here. I swapped recently to a Zeri Step. I like this a lot, but you do that once you have a decent shield. So let's go over the tree first, and then I'm gonna speak about the gears. The tree is pretty straightforward. We are going with the Ranger and the Wide Speaker Ascendancy. This one is a no-brainer. We get aspect of the cat, which is giving us increased cast and attack speed. The cast speed is nice, but doesn't matter that much. The most important part is the chance to avoid all damage from hits. And the stealth is making us less targetable by the enemy. But the chance to avoid all damage, this is really great. So this is the first part. Then the second one is the 100% chance to suppress spell damage. This is a lot. And since we are using acrobatics, we don't take the downside of a minus 10% amount of suppress spell damage prevented. We are converting all the spell suppress into chance to dodge. And the highest is 75%. Just with the tree, the Ascendancy and the steps, we are hitting the 75%, as you can see here. Chance to dodge spells, 75%. This is really, really good. This is for the Ascendancy. The last node, I believe, doesn't matter that much. This one, we have Tailwind, so this is basically for speed. About the tree, the most important part are the block chance here. Of course, we are investing into block. We are getting the reservation because we are using a few auras. Kill effect duration, this is for Void Sphere. We need the strength. Strength is really important, and we are taking 2 nodes there. Also on the gloves to be able to get the moderation support to level 20, otherwise you cannot do that. We are getting the curse, really important here. We are getting chaos inoculation to be immune to chaos damage, otherwise there is some chaos damage that is going to one-shot us. You really need that one. Eldritch Battery is to have no cost for your... I mean, to convert the cost of your spells to energy shield instead of mana. If you don't have that, you will not be able to spam Void Sphere like that, and this is really important to do because Void Sphere, when you first cast it, it's gonna drag hard with the first pull the enemies around. After that, it's gonna do it a few additional times, but the first pull is really strong. And so when you really need to pull enemies from different places to one spot, let's say there's like a group of enemy on the left, one on the right, you're gonna do it like that a few times until they are all in the middle, and then you're going to be able to cast your Petrification statue in the middle. So this is why you really need a Eldritch Battery to be able to spam your skills. Your spell totem also, sometimes you will need to spam them a little for the boss at the end when you need to kill its totem and to push the boss away. So this is quite important as well. The level of curse matters a lot. This is the curses, they are extremely strong and important. We are slowing down the enemies and reducing their accuracy with Enfeeble and slowing them down with Temporal Chain. This is a lot of control we get with that, so really important. Then we are taking some reservation efficiency here and some additional block. As you can see, we are reserving almost the entire mana pool. And then the area of effect, really important for Void Sphere to drag enemies from further away. Some more curse effect. And then everything else we have, we spend it on evasion. We have evasion node right there. On top, this is the evasion and energy shield. This is some additional spell suppress. We are always on full life, so this is always working. Again, spell damage, super spell damage, and evasion, energy shield. For the Jewel socket, I took some evasion and chance to knock back enemy on hit. This is the only thing that matters on my Jewels. We have the same thing here. And I believe we have a third one on the bottom. Oh, you can also get strengths. Here I didn't get the chance to knock back. I don't think you really absolutely need it on every Jewel, but I needed some more strengths to be able to to get to level 20 more duration. It's not level 20 yet, but as you can see, it's already 105 strength required. So if it's level 20, it's going to be like 113, I believe. I'm just enough with one strength modifier on my jewel. I have enough to cap my strength. You could get a tier 1 strength on the gloves with essence. If you essence craft your gloves, you could use a tier 1 strength essence, and probably we could save a point maybe, or do something, I don't know. But we don't really need that many points, honestly, on the tree. So I'm level 86 at the moment. You level slowly, but you never lose experience on the Trail of the Ancestor mechanic. So this is the good part. You're gonna level slowly, but you will always level. Then some more evasion rating from the body armor, and this is pretty much it for the tree. It's really simple. I'm using one tattoo to have a chance to hinder enemies on hit with spells, so this is with Void Sphere. Void Sphere, we are using the alternate version of it because it pulses more often. You can see that the third line on the numbers of the gem pulse every 0.25 seconds. If you have the regular version, I believe it's 0.4. So this one is pulsing more often. This is why we are using this one, just to apply everything that we are applying with the skill more often. I believe this is it for the tree. I'm just gonna go over the gears now. What is the most important? The rings. You absolutely need them to apply your curses. If you can get level 21 gems, that would be great. The curse duration, you don't care for the quality, so you can just buy. I drop actually this one, buy the level 21. I should buy the temporal chain level 21 as well. Then we need the helm. This is the most important piece after the rings. The amulet is to get more block chance. I don't know if I had more block chance from another source. I chose to replace the boots. Like early on, you want to use the Rainbow Stride because you have 15% chance to block spell damage. We could get back to that and change the amulet, but I don't think there's not anything that we could get from the amulet really that beat this one. The cast speed is nice. It's not really a big deal, but this is mostly the chance to block spell. So before I was using Rainbow Stride, but I swapped to Adversary Step for two reasons. We have 30 movement speed, this is nice. The evasion rating is actually pretty good on these boots. And we have 21% up to 26 actually, but you don't need 26. Chance to suppress spell damage. So with that, we are capping our chance to dodge spell damage. If you remove this, you see chance to dodge spell damage 69, and with that we are getting to the max value, as it says here, 75%. So I like Adversary Step quite a lot. On your shield, if you want to get rid of Rainbow Stride, you need to have some spell block, at least tier 1, I believe. Spell block, yes. I think tier 2 is fine. 13%, it's 12 to 13, but I think you need 13 at least. Spell block, you want to have the chance to block as well. I think the minimum we want on the shield, the total amount to block is 37. Here I get 40%. Don't confuse yourself with the increased chance to block and the chance to block. The chance to block is the first line on the shield just below the name, and the modifiers is increased chance to block. So you can see I have 55% increased chance to block, but the block chance is 40. So be careful with that. And we want as much evasion as we can on the shield, but since spell block and chance to block are prefixes, we don't have too much room left for evasion rating. The block and stun recovery doesn't matter. We don't care about this one. The chance to avoid element is not too important either. The resistances on the build we don't care whatsoever because we have one life. If we get hit, we die. You don't care absolutely at all about the resistances. By the way, I could kill Adversary at the end of the campaign. I didn't yet to get my 2 additional points. You can see my resistances are completely messed up. We don't care about that. We block, we dodge, we don't get hit. If we do, we die. That's it. For the claw, this one is pretty good because we have 15% chance to block attack damage. and it also increases the defense from the shield. So this one is really nice. This is why I prefer this setup over the one that I was showing with the Queen of the Forest and the bow and quiver. I like that a lot. By the way, this one is not using the helm for some reason. Maybe it doesn't have the money yet, or I don't know. But this is what we are doing. Next up, you could also on this setup use Queen of the Forest. This is up to you. Queen of the Forest is going to give you movement speed. I don't feel like we are walking that much over the arena that justify using Queen of the Forest. Of course, you're going to be faster to go from one totem to another. It's good. This one is giving us a lot of AoE. AoE is great. Don't mind my flask, by the way. I could remove all the flask. We are not using anything because we are using the Scream of the Desiccated, and the effect is working only when we have no flask active. So with that, we have the Massive Shrine, so we have even more AoE. So the combo with Carcass Jack and the Massive Shrine is pretty nice to have. We have a very, very big AoE. As you can see, the area of effect of Void Sphere is quite large. And then the last piece is the gloves, I believe. And this one, we just want high evasion, nothing else matter. It's nice to have an open suffix or to have strengths on the suffix. As I said, since we are using a pure evasion base, you cannot naturally roll strengths. If you want to have a high value of strength, we need to craft with essences. Is that necessary? I don't know. I could do that later, but yeah, this one has quite a lot of evasion. I didn't craft the implicit with Eldritch Currency. I'm planning to do that later. I was just focusing so far on getting the build together and starting to climb the rank and to like experiment a few different strategies to be able to give you guys what I'm giving you today. So this is pretty much it. And what else? I think this is pretty much it. If I forgot anything, if you have any question, of course you can leave a comment. That's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna keep climbing over the next couple of weeks when I have time. I'm working full-time. This is why the video came a bit late, but yeah, I'm gonna keep climbing. I'll be streaming that if you want to join, and then we are going to get news for 3.29. I cannot wait for that. And yeah, so until then, take care of yourself, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Last night I had a dream, dropped the mirror on stream. Oh my god, what's so clean? Best thing I've ever seen. Dans peu mirror, dans peu mirror, dans peu mirror. Dans peu mirror, dans peu mirror, dans peu mirror.